Hey, what is up? This is Dan from Bro Gets Rich. And the purpose of this channel is to share with you my investing journey, show you what I'm investing in to keep me motivated and to hopefully motivate other people to take control of their financial future. This is not investment advice. I am not recommending you invest in any of these things. I am just merely trying to keep myself motivated. Times are crazy. Sharing what you're investing in is fun. Talking to other investors is fun. Networking is fun. So that's what we're here to do. So this is my Fidelity account. One of my stock portfolios, it has 30,000 and plus change in it. So let's get into my positions and show you what the account consists of and kind of my thesis on these stocks, which ones I'm adding to, what my plan is with them all as of now, but you know, things change. So let's get into it. All right, so just a quick rundown. I'm gonna get into a little bit more detail later, but we've got Tesla, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, SCHD. At the time I shot this, I had like $1,700 in cash in the account. VOO, VIG, JEPI, and XYLD. So you can see I'm up on pretty much all of these positions. I did some swapping around recently, but we're not going to get into that. We're starting this as of day one. And I am up almost $5,000, 18.94%. in the portfolio. So now let's get into discussing the individual positions. So as you saw, Tesla was my largest position. At the time I shot this, about $9,500 of Tesla stock, so that is pretty good. So basically this is a long-term hold for me. Honestly, if it gets way overbought, maybe I will sell a little bit at some point, but probably not for years. Because of things like ramping production. I think they're trying to get to like 20 million cars, and they are getting into new markets, emerging markets. There's the Monterrey Gigafactory in Mexico that's going in, and allegedly Elon has been in talks with India about building a Gigafactory there. And a lot of economists think that India is going to be possibly the largest economy in about 20 to 30 years just because of the massive amount of young people in that country. Also, a lot of analysts think that the energy business is going to surpass the automobile business someday. And then they have a lot of interesting things in terms of autonomy and robotics. They unveiled the Optimus bot, which, don't get me wrong, that's a long ways out. But I think that there will be a very justifiable reason for that in the future. I mean, look at China. Elon has positioned himself in China, and China will most likely suffer from a population collapse at some point. A lot of people think that they will not have enough workers 20 to 30 years in the future, or even sooner than that, because young people are not having kids. And these robots will be able to fill a lot of mundane positions in a massive country like China that will have a worker shortage. So just lots of exciting stuff. Getting down to this, we've already seen the Tesla charging standard being adopted in the United States. Pretty much every major automaker has announced that they will adopt the Tesla charging standard. And then we have possible operating system licensing, in my opinion. Who knows? This is all speculative, but I've been thinking about this for a while. Allegedly, Tesla just has such a big data lead in terms of full self-driving technology that they may possibly even be able to just create a standard FSD operating system and license it to other automakers. Basically providing these specs for the camera systems, blah, blah, blah. And then, just take our Mercedes and say, Tesla just says, this is the cameras, this is the positioning, you create the body, you create the interior, and it will drive itself based on our operating system. So nobody knows how that's going to play out, but basically Tesla just has so many possibilities. Also, another thing is future products with Tesla. It's like I'm a big Bitcoin investor, not financial advice, but a common statement in the Bitcoin community is that Bitcoin's best developers haven't even been born yet. And I believe that about Tesla. Tesla's best product may not even be born yet. So just a very exciting company, massive growth. And I don't think that there's a whole lot of downside personally. In my mind, if I hold it till 2030, it's more of a question of, am I going to triple my money or am I going to 10 to 20x my money? That's basically it. But it's not easy to hold things for the long term, so we will see how that goes. So my second largest position is Google. Don't see any reason to sell it, just going to hold it. Who knows, maybe someday they will pay a dividend. Also, I'm sitting on, I think, like 50-ish stocks. They just did a 20-for-1 split But who knows, maybe 5-10 years down the road, there will be another split, and then I will have enough shares to possibly write some covered calls, create some cash flow. So I'm just going to sit on this Google. Amazon, same kind of theory, just going to sit on it. Someday maybe I will sell it down the line. Things could change. Maybe I want to try and buy a rental property or something like that, do a remodel on an existing rental property. You never know. Microsoft, I'm still going to kind of slowly dollar cost average in. It has a great company. I think it won like the 2022 most best management team, great financials. And at this point, because I am investing in some pretty volatile assets like Tesla and Ethereum and Bitcoin, I'm kind of allocating most of my capital towards some pretty much dividend growth and dividend growth ETF stocks. So Microsoft kind of fits that category. Traditionally market-beating returns and good dividend growth. So speaking of the dividend growth, I've been investing most of my money in building this SCHD position. This is a very popular stock right now. I get that. It's very talked about. This isn't groundbreaking. Like I said, I'm not trying to shill you stocks to buy. I'm just sharing what I am doing. So SCHD, I think the compound annual growth rate is about 10-11%. And as you can see, these are the dividend payments over the last 4 quarters. So the last one was about 66 cents. And if you go back to 2013, 4 quarters of 2013, the dividend is getting close to tripling. So you are going to hold this for the long term. You're going to get great total return and great long-term cash flow. And like I said, I bought Tesla all the way from like 240, all the way down to like 104 or whatever. And it came back up. And the same thing with Bitcoin. Like I bought Bitcoin averaging in literally every day for like the past year and a half. And so these have been wild rides. Like it's not easy when you start buying assets and they keep going down and then you buy all the way down and then you buy all the way back up. Like it sounds easy, but it's not, at least for me, who doesn't have a super large net worth at the moment. But I just need some more stability. Like I don't know what Tesla's going to do in the short term. I don't know what Bitcoin's going to do in the short term. I don't know what Ethereum's going to do in the short term. But I've had some wild rides with them, so I'm actually just kind of ready to take a chiller approach and build some long-term passive income in some less volatile assets. So another position I'm building up right now is this VIG position. I will be adding to this. I've been adding to this pretty much like every day. Just to let you know, I've been putting about anywhere between $50 and $100 in the stock market almost every day. I'm going to try and keep that up. So VIG is Vanguard's dividend growth ETF, so companies that are growing the dividend quickly. It also has a compound annual growth rate similar to SCHD, somewhere around that 10%. And this is a chart off Seeking Alpha of the dividend growth over the last 10 years. So you can see the dividends are slowly rising. It's not a super high yielder. SCHD is around like 3.5% right now, perhaps a little more. VIG is like 2%, but more diversification, companies that are growing their dividend probably a little bit more aggressive, low fees with Vanguard, so just going to keep trucking on that. Then we have XYLD and JEPI. These are purely for income, not looking at any capital appreciation on the actual share price, really. I'm not actively investing a lot in this account right now. I have a separate Robinhood dividend portfolio only that I will be sharing in the near future, and that is a part of that portfolio. If I'm bored and I have like $25, and I don't know what to put it in on a day, I will put it in one of these. So these basically are ETFs that write covered calls and then share some of the premiums with you. I'm interested in learning more about options. I actually bought Options for Dummies recently, started reading it. Like I was saying about Google, or possibly even Tesla someday. If Tesla splits again, I probably have enough shares of these companies to dabble in some covered calls, but I'm not going to start doing that until I'm ready, to actually get my options exercise. And I don't want to miss out on any gains. But like I said, these are fun stocks. It's nice to see they pay monthly dividends. It's nice to see cash coming in every month. It's definitely kind of a boost, an ego boost when you're first starting out. And, these people are professionals at running these covered call ETFs. So even if I was going to write covered calls, it'd be silly to think that I could do it better than these companies. Like, just let the professionals handle it. Yeah, your yield's probably not going to be as good, but hey, just take the trouble off your hands unless you're an expert, in my opinion. So lastly, VOO. So that is another Vanguard fund. It's a low-cost S&P 500 ETF. And this is just another one that, mostly new capital-wise, unless Tesla dumps. In this portfolio, I'm pretty much going to be putting most of my money in SCHD, VIG, and then chipping away at VOO. Like I said, it's a safe long-term hold. If I want to, I view this as kind of just a holding account. If I have extra cash in my bank account, I'm up on it overall. I just would rather hold excess cash. I don't have kids or anything like that. So for an emergency fund, I just feel like a portion of it can just be held in something like this. I'm not super worried about it. Also, it's nice because it's not as volatile as other things. And who knows, maybe I want to swap some of it for something else someday. Like, I wasn't really in a position, but like, let's say Meta, Meta was at $90 with like a PE of 6. I don't know how long ago, 9 months ago, whatever it was. I pushed out on swapping some funds or whatever, but like in the future, if there's glaring opportunities like something like that, or when Netflix completely shit, swapping a VOO or something in an opportunity like that would possibly make sense, but you really have to be confident what you're doing. I mean, a lot of people would say that's stupid to swap something that's super long-term wealth building asset like VOO for something like a pair trade into a Meta at $90. But sometimes if you see alpha, you got to chase it. So it is what it is. So that's the portfolio. Tesla's the biggest position. I think my holdings right now, the day I'm shooting this, are around 10 grand. It's a really exciting one for me. Like I said, I really feel like worst case by 2030, it's like a 3X. But who knows? I mean, 10 grand, if it does like what some really, really bullish analysts think, it could 10, maybe 20X in another 8 to 10 years. And shit, that's like $100,000, $200,000. Not financial advice, but fun little portfolio. I'm having fun with it. Up overall. But like I said, really being conservative now. SCHD, VIG, looking to build cash flow, passive income in my life. Let these ride. Hope Tesla works out. In the future, I will share with you, I'm doing a Robinhood portfolio where I am investing in dividends only, $25 every single day. Going to chronicle that. That should be a fun one. I know dividend investing is gaining popularity. I also invest in crypto, specifically Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. I have some different wallets, some different things going on, some different positions. So I will talk about that a little bit. Also not investing advice, but looking forward to share my investing network. Let me know down in the comments what you're investing in, what your strategies are. I'd love to chat it up with you. My name is Dan, and I'm just a bro trying to get rich. Peace.